Well, good afternoon. Happy Stampers. Welcome to my Happy Stamping Studio. My name is Judy Anderson from judystamps.com, and I'd like to welcome my live viewers as well as those of you watching on replay. I hope to inspire you today in your everyday paper crafting and stamping. So, I got a request from somebody that was wanting to use the Enduring Beauty mask, but they were having problems with it. She says, "Could you please do a live for me?" And I said, "Absolutely. I will do a live." And, I thought I had already done a live on here with the Enduring Beauty masks, the whole bundle, because it is one of my favorite bundles out of the January through April mini catalog. And I just love this. You get the stamp set, the dies, and the masks as part of the bundle. So you get it all, and you can use it in bits and pieces or all together. Now, I am not going to be using, excuse me, the dies today. However, I am using another die that's found in this mini catalog, and it is the perennial postage dies. So let's get started. Say hi as you come in, and let me know what you're doing today and how the weather is by you. I'm going to flip you around. Okay, there we go. Oh, I forgot to turn my lights on. Hang on. Should be a little bit better. There we go. I forgot to turn my lights on in here. So on page 38 of the mini catalog, you will find the title Mix and Max. Ooh, all of a sudden my throat got kind of dry here. Let me grab a drink. There we go. And like you guys all know how much I loved that sunflower mask that was in our fall mini catalog. And I was so happy to see them come out with this combination of stamps and masks because there's so many things you can do with these masks. But let's get started. Here are the masks. It's a set of 5 masks. And I will be honest, this last mask, I don't use a whole lot. I use it for backgrounds, believe it or not. But we're going to be using 4 of those today. Here is the Enduring Beauty stamp set. I love the verses in here. We're going to be using one of these today. And we are going to be using these small stamps here and the dies. So the dies do cut out the big floral swag or arrangement, the little flowers, and then they give you extra leaves and a label for your sentiment. And we're going to be using the Quatrefoil tile embossing folder today to jazz it up a little bit. And here is the perennial postage dies. I love these dies, you guys. They are nesting dies. The 2 larger ones nest inside each other, and then these even gives you a postmark with a little butterfly on here. Here is a tab thing that you can slide back and forth as a closure, and then here is a tag opening. So you could use this because it's free with any shape to create a tag. My colors today are going to be soft seafoam, boho blue, and fresh freesia. Go ahead and take my basic white. I'm going to show you a little trick. With my larger stamp set, what I did is I went and marked it. And that is your first hint when using these. So I took my stamp set and decided which way I was going to place it on the paper. And this makes it the easiest way, excuse me, I'm going to sneeze, ooh, to line up your stamp in your mask. So what I did is I took my stamp and I placed it in my mask so that it lined up with the flowers. As you can see, it lines up with the flowers there. I then took one of my Stampin' Blends or a permanent marker, marked it on the top right of my stamp set. Then I marked the top right of this first mask because I always use this mask first. Then I know these are notched. So this notch is in the bottom left-hand corner. So all the notches, as you will see today when I do this, are going to be in the bottom left-hand corner. So we're going to do this real quick here. Stamp this top right. Got it lined up. Stamp it. Okay, now I'm going to take my Stampin' Seal. I put just a little bit of adhesive on the back. I'm going to take my first mask and I'm going to line up those flowers. Okay, we've got those lined up. Now I know that my mask needs to go to the top right corner. You can mark your paper if you want. I don't. After a couple times, you really don't need to. You may for the first few. Top right, bottom left notch. Then going to take it to my glass mat here, and I'm going to line it up to the 18, line with the 18 centimeters, and then this side. I am not lining the paper up, you'll notice. The paper is at an angle. I'm lining the mask up. That way, when I put my next mask on, I just have to line it up in that same location. I'm going to open up all my pads because this is going to go rather quickly. Now, I am going to make my flowers two different colors. When you do this, you want to pick two colors that will blend well together. And I'm going to pick the flowers that I want, the fresh freesia, and I am just going to do a circular motion, trying to just get those flowers. It's okay if it overlaps into the other images. That's why you want to make sure you get colors that blend. Next, I'm going to take my boho blue. Get some ink on my boho blue. Let me move this over a little bit so you can see this. Onto my boho blue, I pick up ink. I spread it here. You guys know I'll do it on my glass mat also. Make sure this is lined up on the 18 and the side. Double check your images. You might just have to scooch it a little bit. The second one, I'm just going over the flowers that I want boho blue. Now, don't worry about if you get a little bit of blue onto the other images or there's still a little bit of fresh freesia. There's our first layer. Quick and easy, right? Second mask. This is the detail mask for the flowers. I don't have to pay attention to anything but this notch. The notch has to go the bottom left. The top right corner has to go on the 18 centimeter line and along the edge there. And my image should be lined up. Now, since I have the boho blue, I'm just going to go ahead and do my boho blue. And color that in on those two flowers. Now you could choose to do boho blue on all the flowers, but I am choosing to stick with the colors that I first used. You can use a lighter and a darker color also, so I wouldn't have to use fresh freesia. I could use Highland Heather on the second, on the details, and for the boho blue, I might use a little bit deeper color, probably a misty moonlight, but not going so heavily. But you're going to see that once you layer inks on top of one another, it does give you that shadowing. Look at that. Oh my gosh. Okay, now we're going to go to the leaves. Mask down here. And these are numbered very lightly on here. I don't go in that order, though. It says 2. I have a tendency of going with the big, larger image first, then the smaller image. I have both my large blending brush and small blending brush out for the green. We're just going to use the small one. I'm just going to go over. You guys are going to see how quick this is. Look how quickly these go on. Okay, make them as light or dark as you want. Now we're going to go to the detail mask, was just number 4. So they had you doing the leaves first, but you can do whatever order you want. I'm going to line this up, 18 in the side, and it should be pretty well lined up. Pick up some more ink, sticking with the same color, and we're going to be doing the stems and the detail of the leaves this time around. Let's get those done. And once again, it just depends on how much ink and how much you go over your images on how dark they are. Quick and easy. Look at that. Within a few minutes, we have our image stamped and colored. And isn't that gorgeous? Okay, so I've gone ahead and cut out this image with the perennial postage die, and I embossed it. Now, I wanted to show you, see the difference in the two? Difference of the depth that you get when you emboss over it. I wouldn't have to. Now I have the choice of this one to cut it with maybe an oval or a circle punch, and only have part of the image in there. I was thinking of only on this just doing it part way in, but with my design today, I thought it would be best to do it all the way in. So we're going to get our cardstock, and we're going to start putting this, layering it together. But before I do, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to move this, fold it on the score line, burnish it with my bone folder. Whoops, get my arm in there. Okay, I'm going to take my stamp because I want some texture on my background also. And I'm going to stamp it a few times. And I know that I'm covering up a lot of the middle, so I don't have to stamp the entire middle. I do have to be careful though that I'm not getting ink onto my cardstock. So I'm going to put a piece of paper down here, which I didn't do. Okay, stamp this one last time. Just like that. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to adhere this to the front of my card. You may be wondering, you know, when you put your cardstock through your embossing folder, I actually use my embossing buddy to, I'm going to do this, I want the blue towards the right, and there's a reason for that, to go over that little bit of adhesive so that it doesn't stick to my embossing folder. You're going to notice here, I'm using the Flight and Airy Designer Series paper that's available in the Celebration, and that is available through the 29th, you guys. You guys have 2 days. Look at that. I'm covering my flowers up. Do you believe that? But that's okay. You know, I could have, even with this color combination, I could have done this like, you know what? I think I'm going to. I'm going to use that side instead. I had intended of using this side. I kind of like those little birdies. See, I change my mind on these things all the time. Just going to overlap that like that, and look how that coordinates so well with that, even though that is, it's got a little bit of fresh freesia in it. Okay, let's go to our stamp set. We're going to be stamping on our sentiment, and I am going to put holding you close in my heart. I have a tendency of using the "you mean so much to me." I've been using that for my thank you cards for orders. And don't forget, you guys, talking about celebration. Celebration is ending in a few days. So double check your, I want to make sure I have this in the right direction. Your wish list, you guys, and make sure you got everything that you want. And don't forget, when you place a purchase through me, my store, for every $50, you will receive a PDF class card, and I've got 4 of them for this celebration. So once you get all 4, you won't be getting any more. And it's just my way of thanking you for purchasing through me. Okay, so now we have these little flowers, and we're going to go ahead and stamp them with our little thing here. And I am going to stamp the outlines in the boho blue. And then I am going to stamp the image in the green, and I've got to make sure I'm in the right direction. This is a two-step stamp, so I'm going to be coloring the inside very quickly. So this is, you can, really get these cards out really quickly. Okay, I am going to grab my Soft Seafoam Dark Blend, and I'm going to show you something. I'm going to make a leaf. So what I'm going to do is I am just going to start with the tip and press down. Start with the tip up and just press down, and that's like making little leaves for my flowers. So that's just a quick little tip. When you have these little flowers like this, and I could do it the other way also, having the point out, but that's going to create those really quickly for you. Let's take some Stampin' Dimensionals to add this on, and then we just have to embellish it. And to embellish it, I am using the rainbow adhesive dots that are with the balloon suite in the mini catalog. I find I can use those for anything. I'm going to just put this right here so it seems like that little birdie is sitting right off. And look at that texture and the depth on that card. Okay, let's grab, and I think I'm going to use, I think I'm going to use the blue. Do something a little bit different. I had a tendency of thinking I was going to use the Fresh Freesia ones. Oh, my tacky part. Ah! Okay, let's get that there. And this one down here. And we will do another, we'll just use all the small ones. I'm going to use that one right up here. So I brought it up a step. So there we go. There's our card for today. Now, I do have the inside of my card, which I could just use a little bit of that mask in the corner. But there we go. A gorgeous floral spring card. So that is it for today. If you came in late, make sure you watch the replay so you see my tips of using my mask. And I can tell you guys, I will sit and just mask away with cards, and I can get a whole stack of them done really quick using those tips that I taught you today. So until we meet again, everybody, happy stamping.